Happy morning, dear students. Today's topic is hemophilia. It is one of the condition of hematological conditions. Under that, hemophilia, it is an hereditary bleeding disorder in which there is a partial or total lack of an essential blood clotting factor. What are the blood clotting factors? Mainly here, the defective, because of some defective gene, these blood clotting factors are not there properly by birth itself. What are the blood clotting factors? That is eighth and then ninth clotting factors. Because of this defective genes mainly located in the X chromosome. Here the male is having XY chromosome and then female is having XX chromosomes. Here where the defective gene is present in the X chromosome itself. In the males, it is located in the X chromosome. In the females, it is located in the X chromosome itself. It is a lifelong disorder that resulting in a excessive bleeding and may times spontaneous bleeding with oftenly we will see in the internal bleeding. Because of that internal bleeding, this is most commonly dangerous conditions seen in the children. It is a dangerous condition whenever you are not replaced this clotting factors for those children. What happen? It means without replacing of any clotting factors, bleeding is severe and internal bleeding also is there. Child is having increased morbidity rate and then mortality rate also is increased in these conditions. Okay, whenever we are identifying if any mother is a carrier, if any father is a carrier, that time we should think that okay, they are the suspected parents. Okay, and then give proper genetic counseling. It is needed for those parents, and after that only they will continue their pregnancy. Okay, this is about the hemophilia overview. Okay, nothing is there in this condition. It is a hereditary bleeding disorder because the genetic mutation, mainly the faulty gene, because the faulty gene which is affects the person, the blood clot factors, that is eighth factor and then ninth factor. These defective genes are located in the X chromosome itself. Okay, this is about the hemophilia. Coming to the introduction, hemophilia is a rare disorder in which blood does not clot normally because it lacks sufficient blood clotting protein, that is clotting factors. If a person have hemophilia, the person may bleed for a long time after in an injury, then that person would have blood clotted normally. Okay, compared to the two children. Okay, some babies is having hemophilia, those bleeding time is more than the another baby. Okay, so here because of some defective clotting factor, that is eighth and then ninth factors. Okay, here a small cut usually are not much of the problem. Person have a severe deficiency of the clotting factor, that is protein. The greater health concern is deep bleeding inside your body, that person's body or child's body, especially in the baby's knees, ankles and elbows. The internal bleeding can damage child's organs and tissues and may be life threatening. Okay, so because of if externally we know about that is a very small cut, but internally the severe bleeding is there because of the clotting factor was not there properly, insufficient clotting factor. Internal bleeding mostly which parts we will see means that is in the especially baby's knees, ankles, elbows, and internal bleeding can damage the baby's organs and tissues and it may becomes a life threatening condition. Hemophilia is a genetic disorder. Treatment includes regular replacement of specific clotting factors, that is reduced. Okay, so this is about the introduction of the hemophilia. And coming to the review of anatomy and physiology, first we should know about the normal clotting factors and here the bleeding disorder condition. Coming to first, normal clotting. Okay, what happened here? If any injury, if any cut is there, bleeding starts from that part. Okay, that is normal process is going. Okay, immediate after bleeding, what happen? Our body may produce to vessels constrict. Here the vessels are constrict. Okay, the construction of the vessels it is there, and finally what happen? The platelets plug is formed where that cut is there, where the damage is there. The platelets is here, it contain thrombin and then prothrombin and everything is there. Okay, because the platelets is plugged for that, so the bleeding capacity is decreased. Look at here, the bleeding is heavy is there. Here the whenever the platelet plug is there, the bleeding is very less. Okay, and next finally fibrin clot is compressed with that, may clot is obstruct that bleeding part. Look at here, there is no bleeding because of fibrin clot is around that cut it is there. Okay, so this is the normal. Whenever the bleeding disorder, that is in the hemophilia condition, what happen here? Because of the deficient of the clotting factors, what happens? Same as the injury is there. Okay, that is starts from the bleeding from that cut part or damaged part, injured part. Okay, what happens? Same as vessels are constricted. Okay, here the vessels are constricted. In third one, incomplete platelet plug, it continued bleeding is there because of incomplete platelet plug. Look at this image, what happened here? The platelet plug, that is yellow color, it is there. No, it is not completely plugged with that damaged part or cut part. So what happened here? The total 3 parts it is there. Okay, in first is because of somehow the platelet plug is arranged. Okay, in this first one, so the bleeding is very less. And second one, what happened? The platelet plug was not there for that part of the cut. What happened? The bleeding is more compared to this also. So but in this normal bleeding point, the platelet is plugged for that cut injury. Okay, so the bleeding is less, but here somehow the platelet plug is attached with that cut part, but somewhere it is leaking. Okay, because of prothrombin, platelets was not working properly. So finally here the incomplete and or delayed formation of the fibrin clot, continue bleeding is there. Because of that, baby is having continuous bleeding. This is about the normal anatomy and physiology of bleeding. Okay, bleeding disorders conditions. Okay, all of you clear? Okay, this is about the review of anatomy and physiology. Coming to here, the injured in blood vessels, platelets release of thrombokinase, prothrombin, thrombin, fibrinogen, platelets clamp. At the wound, thrombokinase calcium ions clot forms to stop the further blood loss. Okay, vitamin K is there for to stopping of that bleeding. Okay, but because of this deficit of the 8th and the 9th clotting factor, child is suffering with the loss of platelets, thrombokinase, thrombin, prothrombin, fibrinogen, platelets, and everything is less. So because of that, the thrombokinase calcium ions clot was not forming properly, so the bleeding is continuously there. Mostly because of this internal damage, mostly this bleeding we will see in the knees, ankles and then abdomen. Okay, why blood clotting needed? Okay, why this blood clotting is needed in our body? Okay, to prevent the excessive blood loss from the body when there is a damage of the blood vessels, and maintain blood pressure to ensure proper blood circulation. Once the blood is bleeding, what happened? Body was not maintain proper oxygen levels. The circulation impairment is there, hypotension is there because of bleeding. Okay, so because of this clotting, our body should maintain the normal blood circulation and then prevent the entry of microorganisms and foreign particles into the body through the wound and promote wound healing. Okay, this is about the clotting, why we should need it for this. Coming to the definition of hemophilia, hemophilia is a group of hereditary genetic disorders that impair the body's ability to control blood clots or coagulation, which is used to stop bleeding when a blood vessel is broken. Okay, here hemophilia is a hereditary bleeding disorder in which there is a partial or total lack of an essential blood clotting factors. It is a lifelong disorder that results in excess bleeding and may time to spontaneous bleeding, which very often is internal bleeding is there according to the WHO. Okay, this is about the definition of hemophilia and incidence. Here the hemophilia types also is there, we will discuss later. First, here the total hemophilia A, B is there, C is there. Okay, how the incidence is there for this hemophilia. If child is suffering with the hemophilia A because of clotting factor 8 deficiency is most common from of the disorder, present in about 1 in 5,000 to 10,000 male births. Here the mostly males are affected, but the females are the carrier persons. Okay, and here coming to the hemophilia B, the incidence rate is because of the deficiency of the clotting factor, that is 9th, occurs in around 1 in about 20,000 to 34,000 male birth, it is there. Okay, and here the like most recessive X-linked X chromosome disorder, hemophilia is more likely to occur in males than the females. Okay, this is incidence. And coming to the causes, and next one is genetic mutation. Because of genetic mutation, that is inherited hemophilia. Here inherited hemophilia, because of genetic mutation inheritedly the hemophilia gene is comes to their families. Hemophilia is caused by a mutation or change in one of the gene that provides instructions for making the clotting factor proteins needed to form blood clot. It is caused by the fault in one of the gene that determine how the body makes blood clotting factor, that is 8th or 9th. These genes are located on the X chromosome. Okay, because of this defect, X chromosome defects, females are the carriers, male children are the affected persons. Okay, this is about the causes. And how the cause is there means, here the mother is a carrier, we will discuss one by one. If the mother is a carrier, here how far the chromosome transformation is there. If a father is a carrier, how far the gene transfer it is there, we will see one by one. First, if a mother is a carrier, okay, how here the look at this image. Here the normal father is there, he is having XY chromosome. Carrier mother or affected mother, he is a carrier, he had a affected gene, that is X gene is there. Okay, if son, they are producing son, no, okay, that time male is given Y chromosome, female is given X not affected chromosome, so healthy baby is born. Okay, here. And second child, here the male, here the male same as male child is born. If that time, okay, what happened, father is giving Y chromosome, that is healthy chromosome, mother is given affected chromosome, that is second affected chromosome, so second child is having affected. Look at this image. Here the X chromosome is having affected if the mother or father. Okay, coming to the, if those two children are sons. Okay, first child is escaped, second child is having the hemophilia gene because of mother is a carrier. Okay, here and coming to the second, if they are producing daughter, okay, female child, what happened? Father is giving normal X chromosome, mother is giving normal X chromosome, so healthy child is born. If the second child is daughter itself, what happened? Father is giving normal healthy X chromosome, mother is giving affected chromosome, so baby is a female child is a carrier. But here male children are the carrier, full affected hemophilia babies, and females are the carriers. Look at this image. When the mother is a carrier, okay, in 1 in 4 chance of sons has a disease, 1 in 4 chances daughters is a carriers. Just only female children are the carriers. Male children are the sons or the affected people or children. Okay, this is in this condition mother is a carrier. Okay, coming we will see the if the father is a carrier. Okay, here father is a carrier, he is not affected. Look at this, when the father is hemophilia and then mother is unaffected. Okay, father is affected, but here he is not a carrier, father is a affected person. Okay, when they are giving sons, okay, here father is giving affected, father is giving, mother is giving, here the mother is giving healthy X chromosome, father is giving healthy Y chromosome. So male children were not affected in this affected father, affected hemophilia father. Okay, if second child also mother is giving healthy X chromosome, father is giving healthy Y chromosome, what happened here? The second male child also is healthy. So here the male children are not affected for whenever the father is affected that time. Okay, but here the female, if the female child is born, here the father has to give in this affected X chromosome itself. Okay, so mother is giving healthy chromosome, second child also he is having affected, no, so second child also he is giving affected gene, mother is giving healthy X chromosome. So female children are the carriers. Okay, female children are the carriers, half dry it is the carriers, full red color it is a affected person. Okay, all of it clear? If the father is having hemophilia, male children are healthy children, female children are the carriers. If the mother is having carrier of hemophilia, both second children is affected with this hemophilia, male child, and then second child of the female child is carrier. Okay, this is about the how to transmit, who are the affected persons. Okay, that is about. Very rarely a girl is born with a hemophilia. This can happen if a father has hemophilia and her mother is a carrier. Okay, very rarely it is seen. And next, coming to the types of hemophilia, here the hemophilia types is there, we will discuss one by one. Hemophilia A, it is a deficiency or a factor deficiency of 8th, and it is inherited with the X-linked recessive, it is there. And in hemophilia, second type is hemophilia B, because of the deficiency of the factor 9, it is also X-linked recessive is there. And hemophilia C, because of the deficiency of the factor 11, because of that it is autosomal recessive disease, it is inherently it is there. And parahemophilia, it is a deficit of the factor, that is 5 factors, it is an autosomal recessive, it is there. Same as here von Willebrand disease, because of the deficit of the 8th and then 5th chromosomes, here it may affect with that inherently autosomal dominant it is there, it is not a recessive, it is a dominantly it is there. So these are the 5 types of the hemophilia: hemophilia A, hemophilia B, hemophilia C, and then parahemophilia, and then von Willebrand hemophilia is there, because our Wilbert hemophilia disease, it is an autosomal dominant, it is there. Okay, but remaining all are recessively it is there. Okay, because of the deficit of the 8th, 9th, 11th, 5th and 8th and 5th chromosome factors, clotting factor deficit, it is there. Okay, those are the types, same as here the hemophilia A, it is a classic hemophilia. A person with this type of hemophilia has a low level of or a complete missing factor, that is eighth factor is there. Okay, because of this eighth factor missing, mostly we will see in the male children itself. Okay, next hemophilia B, which factor deficit it is appeared means because of the ninth factor, clotting factor deficit, it usually we will see in the male children itself. About because of deficit of originally called Christmas disease, it is there, no. Okay, about 30% of cases hemophilia B are caused by the spontaneous genetic mutation, it is there. Okay, this is about the hemophilia B. And hemophilia C, this person has low level or a missing completely factor 11. Factor 11 deficiency is different because it is shown up to both males and then females is there. Okay, these are the three hemophilia types. Okay, total 5 is there, but 3 A, B, C is most commonly seen in the children. And severity of the hemophilia, how far the severity is there when the child is suffering with the hemophilia. If it is mild, moderate and severe, we will discuss one by one. Here the mild is, the level is 5 to 50% is there, only occasionally bleeding, usually related to the significant trauma or the surgery. If any cut or trauma is there, that time only the bleeding will be occur. Other conditions the bleeding was not there. Okay, and if a moderate conditions, the level is 1 to 5%, spontaneous bleeding is uncommon but occurs after minor trauma or a surgery, same, but spontaneous bleeding was not there. How far it is 1 to 5% itself only. Okay, and whenever we will see the severe condition, that is the level is more than 1%, the spontaneous joint and soft tissue bleeding several times, several months it is there, the bleeding is continually it is there. Because of this bleeding, the surrounding part of the cells or tissues may damage, nerves are may damage for that. So once the damage is there, atrophy also is there. Okay, in the severe conditions we will see, this is about the severity of the hemophilia. Severity is mild, moderate and severe is there. Okay, and signs and symptoms of hemophilia we will see one by one. The bleeding in joints, muscles causes pain and then swelling. Frequent nose bleeding and abdominal bleeding after injury or surgery. Blood found in the urine and easy bruising general symptom is there. Mostly the hemophilia condition, the bleeding, internal bleeding we will see. Okay, in the nasal bleeding and then abdominal bleeding, and whenever any small contact itself also internal bleeding is there. Okay, and external bleeding may include bleeding in the mouth from a cut or a bite, or for cut or a losing of the teeth in children, because they lose their teeth, no. Okay, what happened that time, the bleeding is continuously we will see in those children. Okay, nose bleeding for no obvious reason, just they are sitting, automatically the bleeding may comes from the nose. Okay, that time we should suspect that those children are suffering with the hemophilia. Heavy bleeding from a minor cut, there is because of deficit of the thrombin, prothrombin, calcium ions. What happened here, the bleeding, the thrombus was not clot, the plug was not there, platelet plug, so the bleeding is continuously there. So bleeding from a cut resumes after a spotting or a short time, stopping of a for a short time it is there. Okay, and internal bleeding may include blood in the urine, from bleeding in the kidneys or the bladder. Okay, blood in the stools from bleeding in the intestines or stomach. Large bruise from bleeding into the large muscles of the body. The signs and symptoms we will observe. Okay, This is about the internal bleeding may includes and bleeding in the joints. Bleeding in the knees, elbows or other joints is other common from of internal bleeding in people who have hemophilia. Internal bleeding mostly we will see in the children's clinical manifestation is joint bleeding. The bleeding cause tightness in the joints with no real pain or any visible signs of bleeding. The joint then becomes swollen, hard to touch, painful to blend. Okay, this is about the bleeding in the joints. It is very painful whenever we are bent, but swelling we will see in that joints bleeding. Okay. Bleeding in the brain, long lasting painful headache or neck pain or stiffness, sudden weakness or tumescence of the arms or legs or problem walking, it is there. Okay, double vision, convulsions or seizures we will see when the child is suffering with the bleeding in the brain. And bleeding from the mouth or nasal bleeding, nose bleeding. Bleeding after dental procedures is commonly, and oozing of the blood from the gums may occur in young children when new teeth are erupted. Okay, this we will see most commonly symptoms, clinical manifestations we will see in the children's. Okay, next coming to the diagnostic measures. The diagnostic evaluations are including screening test and clotting factor test. This blood test shows type of hemophilia and then severity. First we will take the family history. If any family history of bleeding such as following surgeries or injuries, unexplained death among brothers, sisters and other male relatives such as maternal uncles and grandfathers or cousins should be discussed with a doctor to see if hemophilia was a cause. Screening test. The screening test are blood test that show if a blood is clotting uh, properly. The type of screening test, complete blood count, CBC count should be screened out. Okay, which type of factor is deficient for those children, that is 8th factor or 9th factor or 11th factor we will discuss. Okay, this is about the hemophilia screening test. And APTT test, activated partial thromboplastin time test should be evaluated for the deficit factor, clotting factor, that is 8th, 9th and 11th and 12th factors. We will rule out for the hemophilia type, that is hemophilia A or hemophilia B. We will rule out for this diagnostic evaluations. And prothrombin time PT test should be evaluated for the clotting, which clotting factor is deficient, that is factor 1 or factor 2 or factor 5 or 7 and 10. Okay, they should rule out for the hemophilia A and then hemophilia B, which is most commonly those children is suffering. And fibrinogen test, this test also helps to doctors to assess the patient's ability to form a blood clot. This test is ordered either along with other blood clotting test or when a patient has an abnormal PT or APTT test results, or both it is there. Clotting factor test should be rule out for the diagnostic evaluations. Fetal diagnosis. Pregnant women who are known hemophilia carrier can have the disorder diagnosed in their unborn babies as early as 12 weeks in their pregnancy. Women who are hemophilia carrier also can have pre-implantation diagnosis to have children to who don't have hemophilia. This is a prenatal diagnostic test is needed for those children. And women have their eggs removed and then fertilized in a sperm in the laboratory, that is artificially but they are doing fertilization in the test tubes, and then they should rule out whether that embryo is having hemophilia or not. And if your hemophilia is not there, then they should implant in their uterus. Okay, this is about the fetal diagnosis. And treatment. Coming to the treatment, here the clotting factor concentrates. Means here the hemophilia can be treated by replacing missing blood clotting factors. This is called clotting factor replacement therapy. Clotting factors are replaced by injections, means infusion. Clotting factors concentrate into a veins. Infusion of clotting factors help blood to clot normally. Clotting factor replacement therapy can treat bleeding episodes or prevent the bleeding. Okay, it can prevent severe blood loss and complications from bleeding, such as damage to the muscles, joints, and organs. Okay, this is about the treatment. And next treatment is DDAVP, means demopressin for hemophilia. Okay, here they are using the medication is synthetic hormone which encourages the body to produce more of its own factor 8. Okay, that is. And next management is rice management. Here the rice managements are abbreviation it is there. R for rest, I for ice applications, C for compression, E for evaluation. Here rice management for means rice ice compression, rest ice compression, elevation. Okay, this management is needed for those children who are suffering with the joint swelling. Okay, rice is a treatment any healthcare professionals recommended for joint bleeding. It also reduces swelling and tissue damage when used together with clotting factors concentrates. Okay, this is about the rice management. And researchers are trying to develop ways to create the defective genes that cause hemophilia, such as gene therapy has not yet developed to the point that is an accepted treatment. Okay, researchers continues to test gene therapies for hemophilia in clinical trials. Gene therapy, the researchers are going on, but the treatment was not there. Just they are replacing the which is deficit factor, clotting factor, which is deficit. They are replacing. Okay, and antifibrinolytic medicines. Here the antifibrinolytic medicines may be used to replace the therapy. They are usually given in a pills like and to clot the blood then breakdowns. Okay, these medicines most often are used before dental work or to treat bleeding from the mouth or nose or mild intestinal bleeding. Okay, that time only they are using the antifibrinolytic medicines. Treatment of aseptic bleeding sites. Okay, here the if any bleeding is there, then they give symptomatic management, pain medications, steroids, and physical therapy, and may be used to reduce the pain and then swelling and affected joints. In these conditions, to avoid the IM injections. Okay, remember. And coming to the prevention, avoid contact sports, control bleeding episodes, local measures, apply the direct pressure, elevate or rise compression, epistatic site up the learn forward. Okay, sit up and learn forward. Okay, in epistatic sit and up, here the lean forward. Okay, so here we should prevent some epistatic bleeding and prevent joint degeneration, immobilized joint during the acute bleeding, and progressive exercise, avoid prolonged immobility. Okay, this is about the prevention. And coming to the complications of hemophilia may include deep internal bleeding, damage to the joints, and infections, adverse reactions to clotting factors and treatment. These are the complications we will see. And nursing management first to assess the condition, obtain history of and observe for unusual bleeding, ecchymosis, prolonged bleeding from mucous membrane, and lacerations, hematomas, hematrosis, and hematuria, rectal and GI bleeding. Everything you should be ruled out. And assess joints for swelling, warmth, tenderness, range of motion, and contractures and surrounding muscle atrophy. Everything you should be ruled out, okay, by the physical examination itself, and assess family resources and then coping skills. Coming to the nursing diagnosis, risk for deficient fluid volume related to hemorrhage. Because of hemorrhage, the fluid deficiency also is there. Infective protection related to the inability of blood to clot. Impaired physical mobility related to replaced hematorosis, and acute pain related to bleeding to joints and then muscles. Infective family coping related to disability and life threatening diseases. Okay, this is about the today's class. I hope everybody is understand.